Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about what your ex is thinking during no contact. So you've gone into some kind of no contact period with your ex and you're trying to figure out what they might be thinking. What are they thinking during this time? So I've got a few ideas for you. And the first one that I want to get into is the first thing that your ex is probably going to start thinking is, where have you gone? Because it might have been the case that you've been in contact with them a few times and suddenly you've gone cold turkey and you've stopped talking to them. And they're going to wonder basically why you have stopped initiating contact with them, why you've stopped trying to make things work now, and you're just gone. They're going to start wondering and questioning that. And thinking like, okay, they were talking to me and they were trying to make things work, and then suddenly they're just gone. Like, what's going on? They're going to be thinking about that. They're going to be wondering where you are, especially if you have been in frequent contact with them since the breakup. So that's one of the first things that they're going to be thinking. They're going to be just thinking, where are you gone? Why did you disappear? And it might be the case that they may not reach out to you, but they will probably be thinking that, especially if you have still been in contact with them since the breakup. Another thing that they might be thinking is, why have you stopped caring? Because obviously if you were messaging them a lot, and obviously if you were trying to make things work, if you're trying to rectify things, they'll be wondering why you have stopped caring as well, because you were suddenly really caring about it. You're trying to make things work, and they could see that you're trying to put in the effort, you're trying to do stuff to make it work, and then all of a sudden it just stopped, and they're thinking, oh, they've stopped caring, they don't care. Do they not care anymore? Why have they stopped caring about me? Now, it's more likely that they're going to question and think about what's going on and thinking about why you have stopped talking to them, the more they care about you. So if there's a chance that they still love you and care about you, they're going to be thinking about why you're not there anymore a lot more. But if it's someone who is completely over you and has no interest in you at all anymore, and they're glad that you're gone, then they're going to be thinking a lot of different things. So if you've stopped talking to them and you've stopped contacting them and they don't care about you anymore, the first thing they're probably going to feel is relief. They're going to be glad. They're going to be like, oh, thank God they've stopped talking to me. They're going to be thinking that if they don't care and if they're glad that you're gone. They're going to feel relief that you've stopped talking to them, that you've stopped trying. So that's roughly, the sort of thoughts that are probably going to pop into your ex's head, whether they care about you or not care about you. Another thing, though, that I want to talk about is why the no contact rule is so important and why it's really effective, and the true lesson that you can kind of take from no contact. So obviously, if you're in no contact, the best kind of no contact, obviously, is when you don't contact them at all forever. You completely decided to cut all bridges and you're not going to speak to them unless they speak to you first. But one of the ultimate lessons of the no contact rule, which I really love, is that it reveals all. It shows you time reveals all. So basically what this means is, if your ex still cares about you and loves you, they will reach out to you eventually. They will at some point reach out to you. And I've heard of cases where exes have reached out like 10 years later. And sometimes it's been a lot less. It's been like a few weeks, or it's been a few months, and sometimes even a few days. But if they care about you and they love you and they think about you a lot in a positive way, eventually they will reach out to you. They will contact you. But if they don't care, and if they're glad that you're gone, and if they feel relief that you're gone and they've truly moved on from the relationship basically, then they will not reach out to you. They will not contact you again. And that's why time reveals all. That's why the no contact rule, that's the ultimate lesson from the no contact rule. It will show you how this person feels about you. If they care, they'll reach out. If they don't, you'll never hear from them again. But the important thing to do when you're in no contact is to not wait around for them, because it might be the case that you're using this as some kind of technique, some kind of trick to try and get them back, right? But the thing about that is that if you're going to be doing that, then you're going to be waiting around. You're probably going to be crossing off the days on your calendar. You're going to be basically hoping that there's some kind of endpoint. But what you need to really realize is that it may be the case that there never is an endpoint. When you take the commitment to do no contact, you have to realize that you have to do this forever. Right, there's no certain amount of days, like 30 days or 45 days or 60 days or 70 days or a year. You have to let no contact be forever. And you have to really walk away and mean it. Because if you're sitting around and you're waiting for them to message you, they still have all the power. They have all the power over you. And no contact is a way for you to get your power back. So when you do go into no contact, you have to realize that, yeah, I'm doing no contact and I'm not going to speak to them again. And I hope maybe one day they come back and I still care about them. But basically, you need to realize that I need to also be moving on. I also need to be getting on with my life. I need to be, working on my hobbies and my interests and seeing my friends and getting on with my life, going to work, all these things, the usual tasks of a human being. I need to carry on doing these things, and I also need to be looking out for new potential people to be with, because it might be the case that they never return, because at this current point, you might not know if they're going to come back. You're hoping that they do. It would be nice if they do, but there's a chance that they might not. And you can't sit around and wait for them. You can't do that. You have to move on with your life. You can't waste your time on people that may or not come back. You want to be with people who will be there, who are enthusiastic about you, that will go on dates with you, that will be in a relationship with you, that won't dump you. You want to be finding someone who does genuinely love and care about you, that's going to stick around, that does want to be there. You need to always be searching for that person. And if your ex is that person, then they will come back, but you can't wait around for them. You can't. If you do, you're just wasting your time. And if you are one of these people that's crossing off the days and waiting for a certain amount of days to go by before you contact them, then you are literally wasting your time, because you don't know if it's going to work. Let's say, for example, I'm going to wait a month, and then I'm not going to contact them, but I'm going to contact them in a month. If you do that, you've just wasted a whole month if they decide that they still don't want to be with you, if they don't want to change things. You've wasted that whole time when you could have been actually doing something a lot more proactive and something better for you than just sitting around obsessing over them and waiting for them to message you and looking at your phone every day, hoping that you're going to get some notification from them, or you're going to see your phone blow up and they're going to be phoning you. If you don't want to be doing that, you don't want to be giving that kind of person any power when it comes to that sort of thing. You don't want anyone to have that kind of power over your life and your decisions and your happiness. Because what you need to understand is that you can't control what this person does. At some point they're either going to reach out to you or they're not. There's nothing really much you can do to manipulate the situation. The only thing that you can control is yourself, your own thoughts and your own action and your own attitude towards whatever problems you may face in life, including this one. And the right attitude to have is, okay, this person, for whatever reason, doesn't want to be with me. We've broken up. I need to move on. I need to start moving ahead with my life. I need to, continue with my life. I can't just put my life on hold and wait to see if they come back, because I feel like that's how a lot of people use the no contact rule. They're like, oh, okay, I'm just going to wait 30 days and then I'm going to contact them and I'm just going to wait and see what happens. And I'm going to hold off any of a crush that I may get on someone else and just wait for them. That's the wrong idea that you have, because you don't know what they're going to do. You can't control them. You can't Pinocchio them, to their phone so they can phone you up. You can only do that to yourself. You can only master yourself. That's the only thing that you have control over. And that's what you really, really, really need to be focusing on during no contact. Focusing on bettering your life in some way, authentically. Trying to become happier, trying to become healthier in as many ways as you possibly can. Working towards whatever goals you may have, working on your hobbies, doing things that you enjoy, things that are good for you. And ultimately as well, after you've had some time to heal, and you've done that for a while, like a few months, then, start dating new people and always be on the lookout for that new potential love interest, which I'm sure is definitely out there for you. But you don't want to be wasting your time on an ex that may or may not come back, because that is literally just leaving everything up to fate. And you don't want to do that. You want to be the captain of your ship. You want to be the captain of your life and not let someone else be driving the boat for you. It's your life. You need to take control. You need to be not waiting around for someone else to jump back on board, because they might not. You have to keep on going. You have to keep on moving ahead and charting forward. And that's basically the best way that you can use the no contact rule, what is ultimately going to lead you to a way better destination. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.